Oh my goodness. Okay. We need to talk about this, boys. Game one, Pacers Knicks in Madison Square Garden was a thriller. Game of the year for now, in my opinion. A lot to dive into, so let's just get straight into it. First things first, phenomenal game. As a basketball fan, whether you're a Knicks fan, whether you're a Pacers fan, whether you're an outsider looking in, going for the Knicks, whether you're going for the Pacers, this was a phenomenal game. The energy in MSG, so good. So good. And that's part of the reason why I want the Knicks to make it to the finals, because I love games played there. The energy is just unlike anywhere else. Compared to like Los Angeles when the Lakers were playing against the T-Wolves in round one. The seats are full, but they are just quiet. They're not enthusiastic. They're not crazy. And I think Knicks fans can be a little too crazy sometimes, but for basketball games, they just create the perfect atmosphere. The organs on the defensive chant is just the best place to play in the NBA. So phenomenal game. Game of the year probably, in my opinion. Just because of the high stakes and the way it finished was phenomenal. And there was a lot of offense to start the game. Ended up being a pretty high scoring game. So let's talk about it. First, let's talk about the Knicks. They had this game. Going into the fourth, it was close. They went on a run when Brunson was out. So Brunson had 4 fouls going into the fourth. Tom Thibodeau decided to keep him in, which I thought was kind of a bad decision. But, it's Tibbs. He's going to play his 5 guys as much as he humanly possibly can. He starts the fourth, pretty evenly matched. There's a bad foul on Brunson where I believe it was Nembhard got the ball under the basket, does a pump fake. Brunson goes up, and then not only does he go up, he swipes on the way down trying to block the ball. He gets him on the arm. It's a foul. Actually, I think it was McConnell maybe. I don't know. Let me know down below if you know. But that was a silly foul. When you're as important as you are to the Knicks and to your team, like Brunson is to the Knicks, you have to know that going into the fourth, okay, my coach is going to trust me. You have to play conservative. You're already not the most elite shot blocker in the world. Why are you going up for a block like that when McConnell had good position on you? So it was a bad foul. Again, you just have to be smart in these scenarios. Because of that, he goes out with 5 fouls. So there's like 10 minutes left in the fourth at this point. The Knicks then go on a 10-0 run, I believe, without Brunson. And then they keep extending the lead. Brunson comes back in. They're up by like 14 or something with 2 minutes left or 3 minutes left. Let me know down below if I got that wrong. But they were up and they had this game in control. I don't even necessarily say they choked it. The Pacers went crazy. They made, I believe it was like going at the end of the game, not into overtime, but at the end of the game, they went like 7 of 7 of their last threes, which is just insane. Like, this game was so good. And again, I was rooting for the Knicks. I'm rooting for the Knicks. I personally just like them a little better. And I really want the Knicks, to be in the finals, to have some games at MSG in the finals. Like, that's just, it's such a good atmosphere. So I was rooting for the Knicks. But it was still entertaining. Like, so entertaining to watch this game unfold the way it did. And so they had like 7 threes made at the end of the game. Most of it came from Aaron Nesmith, who went full T-Mac 13 points in 35 seconds good from the 3. He was pulling up, he was catching it, dribbling, fade away, dribbling it up from the top of the key. He was making them all. It reminded me of T-Mac 13 and 35 seconds. It's like he wasn't missing, no matter where he was on the court. He is the real hero in this game, and I know Halliburton's going to get a lot of the praise, and this game will be remembered for the final shot, which we will get to. But he was the real hero in this game. He kept the Pacers in it when they had no business being in this game, because the Knicks built a lead. Again, I think it was like 14 points with 2 minutes left or something like that. Aaron Nesmith, and it's not like the Knicks were choking. They were making some good shots still, like to the end of the game. The Pacers weren't stopping the Knicks, but Aaron Nesmith kept hitting those threes. And the Knicks had some bad possessions and missed free throws at the end, which led them to the Pacers tie it. But So Aaron Nesmith is the true hero of this game, and I just want to give him this props because I feel like going down in history, whether the Knicks win this series or the Pacers win this series, that shot will be the thing that's remembered. And that shot is not even possible to tie the game and go into overtime without Aaron Nesmith. So props to Aaron Nesmith for going full T-Mac, 13 points in 35 seconds in the fourth quarter. Now, on the part of the Knicks, before we get to the final shot and overtime, there are a couple things that led to them losing this game. Like I said, they were still making baskets on the other end. The Pacers were not stopping the Knicks. And Jalen Brunson hit some good shots. Cat hit a good shot. I think OG even had a good shot. There is one possession in particular that I'm going to talk about, which I don't even know when this was. I think it was before the 2.5 minute mark or whatever. But Brunson, if you know down below, let me know. Brunson goes in for a layup. It's in crunch time. The Pacers are still hanging in there because of Aaron Nesmith. And he goes for a layup. It's blocked by Miles Turner. In real time, I thought it was clearly goaltending. They don't call it. Pacers go on a run down the other end. They give it to Andrew Nembhard, I believe, in the corner for three. He makes it. They then stop the game for a moment to confirm that it was a three-pointer. They might have had his foot on the line. That might have been a two, but it was confirmed a three. But that was clear goaltending to me. And that's just a big swing because that's a 5-point swing in my opinion. If Brunson makes that, they have another extra 2 points. And maybe the Pacers don't go on that fast break to get Andrew Nembhard in the corner to make a three-pointer. So I feel like that was a really big part of the game, which at that point didn't seem as important, the no goaltending call, because I feel like it was goaltending and the announcer started too. But in the end, obviously, it meant a lot because every point mattered. Every inch mattered in this game. And so, yeah, I feel like that was big. I also feel like towards the really end of the game, like the last minute, the Pacers were pressing up on the Knicks, getting the ball in, and Brunson had a bad pass where he got it in the backcourt. They didn't have any timeout, so he couldn't call timeout. He dribbles into the corner, gets trapped. He then kind of lunges out of bounds and tries to throw it off their foot. He misses. It bounces off, and Halliburton went to the next guy, Hart, which was just past the ball on the baseline. And it ends up, OG ends up running to it and gets it. They foul him. He ends up missing the free throw. I feel like that would have been catastrophic, but it ended up being all right for the Knicks. I thought that was their saving grace, their miracle that they needed to pull this one out. But no, I think OG missed a free throw in the assuming free throws, and then I feel like Cat missed a free throw too. And again, that's just make your free throws and you win that game if you're the Knicks. If the refs called the goaltending, they probably would have won that game. Anyway, besides that, all that being said, the Knicks still played really good. I feel like they did not choke this game. It was not that bad. The Pacers just played really well towards the end. Again, 7-7 from your last couple threes closing out the game. That's mental. So let's get to the shot. OG makes the last free throw. Pacers go down. They call timeout. They give it to Aaron Nesmith. They foul him immediately. He makes 2 free throws. No, maybe that's before. I'm losing my head. Sorry. Let's just get to the shot. Tyrese Halliburton dribbles up the court. I think it's like 12 seconds left. He dribbles up. He's going down. He drives in the lane. He gets a switch with Mitchell Robinson on him. He drives in the lane then. He pulls out. Thinking he's going to pull up. He pulls out. He runs to the three-point line. He looks up at the clock. Steps back. Shoots another 3. Off the back iron. Up in the air. And as a basketball player, if you ever shot it and you know it's going in, like Tyrese said in the postgame, he knew it was going back in. Watching him live, I knew that was going in. You could just feel it. The way he shot it, it looked like a good shot. It just hit the back iron. It went up, and you knew it was going in, and it goes in. What a game. What a game. What a finish. And then he does the Reggie Miller celebration, which ended up not being that good because they didn't win the game. His foot was on the line. I'm not going to talk about overtime too much. It was pretty sloppy from both teams. Pacers ended up winning. I think the Knicks started off well, scoring like 2 baskets, but they ended up losing the game, obviously. That shot from Tyrese Halliburton has the bounce shot of Kawhi's game winner against Philadelphia in 2019 in Game 7. and it has the Kevin Durant step on the line that close to being the winner. It has all that in that one shot. Plus the T-Mac 13 points in 35 seconds feel to it with Aaron Nesmith. It was just a great, iconic game that I feel like will be remembered for a long time. It was probably the best basketball game I've watched in a very long time. Let me know down below the best basketball game you could think of before this. This was just an amazing game. Pacers go up 1-0, and I wouldn't want to say Knicks are in trouble, but if they lose game 2, they're definitely in trouble. I feel like the Knicks, it was a tight game for most of the game, but I feel like they have the better players. And in crunch time, funny enough, I feel like they're better. The Pacers just have some weird magic going on where they've done this like 3 times now. I watched it live when they closed out the Bucks in Game 5. I watched this one live. It's so unlikely to happen. And I don't think that's going to keep saving them. But this was big to steal one on the road in Game 1. Maybe it ends up winning them the series down the line because I do think this will be a very tight series. And if the rest of the series is just like 20% of how good this game was, then I'm so down for it. It was such a good game. Let me know down below what you think about this game, what you think about Aaron Nesmith and the unsung hero he was. Halliburton shot, the rest of the series. Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to lose? Let me know down below.